Okay, guys, this is Blaster Blue here from Team Spectrum. I know it's been a while since we, did our last video, but I wanted to actually talk about the regionals that's coming up, which is what's the name of the regionals that's being held?
Regionals is being called.
I believe it's World Championship 2014 regional qualifiers.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is. It's
World Championship 2014. Yeah, World Championship 2014.
All right, well, we figured we'll make a early video, just to talk about, what we expect, what's our expectations, from another regional tournament, hosted by Bushy Road for Cardfight Vanguard. Being as though they hosted a couple things, they actually did a couple new rules for this regionals, which is now for timing out your
You get 20 minutes. You get 20 minutes, and if you do not complete your round within 20 minutes, both players will lose.
I like that.
I like it, and I don't. And here's why I don't like it. I feel like your opponent could see that they're losing, they're doing terrible against you, and just out of spite, knowing that both players will lose, they'll force the game to prolong it, just so both players will lose instead of just them. But that's just my opinion. I don't know.
Well,
No, it's fine.
Well, that I can actually agree with you on that. I don't like the idea that someone could be losing and
just
they would
decide that everyone loses.
Yeah, I mean, it would probably have been better if they still did, higher damage. So if you're at equal damage and you get time, sure, both players lose. But if your opponent's at lower damage and, or let's say you're at lower damage, your opponent's trying to, stall, they'll lose. Why? Because they have higher damage. Yeah. So for that, I say they could do. I mean, who knows? They might actually change it. They may not.
To be fair, it is also dependent on how many people show up. Because if they have a lot of people coming and they really need to get everyone's rounds done as quickly as possible, they can't really afford to let people who are having a really good round continue with it. They have to be okay, this is the cutoff. If you have tons of people there and you're having tons of rounds, you need to bang that out as soon as possible.
Yeah, but then
or as efficiently as possible.
But they don't really care.
I mean, should I read the tournament structure?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
Word for word.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
The tournament structure before top 8 is modified Swiss double elimination. Best out of 1 game. 1 game per round. 20 minutes per round. If your round exceeds 20 minutes, both players lose. And then when it cuts to top 8, the number of rounds for double the number of rounds for the double elimination will depend on the number of participants. Cut to top 7 for Mexico qualifiers. The top 8 fighters after the final round of double elimination will advance to the top 8 single elimination. The standing of fighters with the same record will be decided by opponents' match win percentage. Fighters who played opponents with a better record will be ranked higher. Tiebreakers will be calculated by the Bushy Road tournament software. And that's basically it.
Wow.
I would like 2 out of 3s, but
yeah, everything else seems pretty standard.
Oh, wow, look, they even have this. The organizer / judge may decide to run a round 0 depending on the number of participants.
And that's what I was telling you about the other day.
That's what I don't like about the structure of the tournament. I feel like, well, if they're going to host a regionals and actually have enough time to prepare it, there shouldn't be a round 0. The venue should be large enough, and they should extend the time. I think that, for the last couple regionals, it lasted 6 hours?
Yeah.
So I feel like...
Let me ask you something. This is pre-registration only, right?
Yeah.
So what's the point of having a round 0 if it's pre-registration only? If I took the time to pre-register and you asked me to pre-register before I even got to the venue and got to the event, then why is there a round 0 where I may not be able to play? That sucks.
Well, see, they actually did. They did pre-registrations. They've done that.
But they also did
non-pre-registration.
and this one is only pre-registration, right?
Yeah, I think so. Let me check.
I don't really know, actually.
That's what I heard, but I don't know that.
I don't know. That's actually a really good question because I didn't pre-register.
I did not either.
I guess you're not going to see Blaster Blue at the regionals.
Yeah, apparently none of us will be regionals anymore.
None of us will be there. We will not be
registration. Okay, Nick's not even registered, and Transcendence is still going to win, so it's just even better. He's not even in it, he's going to win with Transcendence because it's broken.
Yeah.
I'm not even in the tournament, but I still win.
It doesn't really say.
It doesn't.
In round 0, he's gonna be like counterblast.
I'm pretty
one
sure
win.
they'll just do what they did before, where they'll just hand you the paper and just sign up there. Now,
Wait, what did you say?
I like the idea of a
It
pre-register.
doesn't really say. I can't.
Oh.
I don't see it.
now
like-
see. Now, going on with their their regionals and the dates, it's I feel like, why are they releasing a set after the first regionals, and then for all other regionals after that date
Get set 15.
they get set 15? I feel
Yeah,
like
that
it's
sucks.
unfortunate for some of those players that may need that set, to display.
Gold
Me.
Paladins, Pale Moon.
Pale Moon.
Fucking need that shit. We need that immediately.
I got my stuff while I'm getting it
I feel
tomorrow.
like Shadow Paladins could use the help, but at
Well,
the same
I mean,
time,
but then again, you do
Raging
get a
Form.
promo. You do get a promo.
We do get a promo. We do get a promo.
Yeah, for a minute
Raging
there-
Form is still top tier, even without the support.
For a
I think
minute.
it's predictable.
Question: when does Fighters
It
Collection
is a bit predictable.
come out?
Fighters
It is
Collection is at the
predictable.
very end of the year.
It is predictable. And a lot of the stuff in set 15 takes away so much of that predictability, because even if it's predictable, it's still going to hit for stronger numbers on the columns than it has been hitting for.
And it could have a second chance to stand back up the same turn that it attacked.
That
because
is
of
true.
Judge
That is
Bow.
also true. With Judge Bow, there's a turn to stand it up a second time and a third time if you get a stand at precisely the right moment. But that's wishful thinking. The second stand, however, with Raging Form, if you have one in your hand, it is more than easy to do.
Alright, so, knowing that there are sets coming out, or, after our first regionals, which the first regionals actually in the U.S. is September 13th.
in Albany,
Literally-
New York, Albany.
Yeah, literally 1 week before set 15 is released.
But they, you know what? Bushiroad has consistently done that, where they released a set, either directly before, like the day before the regionals, or in certain areas, they got it after.
Like last year for us in singles, they released the new trial decks with the gold trial decks and the Narukami trial decks with their break rights. As for me, with Bermuda Triangles, we had all of our break rights, so we were the only ones with break rights alongside gold paladins and Narukamis.
Yeah. So what decks do you think you'll see at the regionals?
Transcendence.
For us, for Transcendence.
100% Transcendence all day.
We're gonna go ahead and give the light
You'll
to
definitely see
Transcendante over
Transcendence.
here.
I'll be running that.
His name is Transcendante, so
If you see me, better hope you're not playing me, because I'm a tough cookie.
Well, better back that word,
broken.
back
That's actually
those
broken.
words up.
We've been
So-
studying all the do's and don'ts of Vanguard.
I'll
have
kill you at 3
and
damage.
the one of the dudes in Vanguard is play Transcendence.
Alright, so obviously, without a doubt, we're already going to see Kagurus with the grade 4. It's to me personally, I feel it's broken.
By the
Sure
way,
do wish I had.
Yeah.
We're going to see Shadows.
by the
Black
way,
Luger.
Definitely going to see
Black Luger.
Bermuda Triangles.
1 second. By the way, Notorious, so your question earlier, Fighters Collection 2014 is released on November 7th.
Okay.
Okay.
Fighters Collection released when?
2014, November 7th.
Well, because there's a Gold Paladin coming out, and there is a new Batama coming out for it. I'm just throwing it out there. I love those
There's a
cards.
lot of good stuff coming out.
Yeah,
in this
wait,
set.
let's not get off track. Go back to the decks that we're gonna see, which is what did we say again?
Shadows,
Kagura.
Blouse, and Transcendence.
Shadow Triangle.
Paladins, my Bermuda Triangles now, since we have
Yeah,
some
the
more push.
duos.
The duos.
I think everybody.
Gold you'll still see because you got Ezel's
And you got me.
What about
Solid.
Aqua
You got the
Force?
Ezel support.
Well,
Ezel support.
not because of the September 13th regionals. We won't see it.
Yeah, so no, but I'm saying we'll see Ezel. I'm saying
You'll
We will
still
see Ezel.
I don't think so.
I think he'll pop up here and there.
I play Gold.
they just got the Soul Blast.
They'll get
there, just
scissors. Scissors.
Yes,
but-
That's what I mean.
about.
I
That's
don't mean,
what I'm
I don't mean
Alright,
regular Ezel.
okay.
I mean scissors.
Scissors,
Alright.
yes, because he's unlocks shit. So
Regular
he fucks over
Ezel
Link
has
Joker.
no reason to make a comeback.
Well, Link Joker, the other clan we'll see.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Link
Link
Joker
Joker's
will
definitely
because
gonna be there.
Chaos Breaker.
But now we do have unlockers. Now, because with the unlock cards, I feel the only liable unlock card are probably from two clans, which one is Murakumo, which is a rearguard unlocker, which helps their
Which I have.
reverse
I might play it.
unit.
Their limit break, yeah.
So
It's
I mean,
incredibly
to get to
useful.
about
It's viable.
31 to I don't know how high their columns can get. For just
over
their-
50. Over 50. You
You
hit
think over
triggers.
50?
You have to
I-
lock
I
They
these
think-
could,
shit
if
ton.
they
He's
pull
hit
off
me over
enough
50.
unlockers in one turn. they
Oh,
can-
Murakumo?
Yeah.
With the Murakumo clan, I took all the stands out, so it's just like 12 crit, 4 heal. Like sometimes, like I was playing him before, and it was like, alright, lock, play, unlock, lock, play, unlock, cool. Like 41, 51, 41. Perfect guard, cool. Crit here, crit here.
Alright, well, I'm pretty sure you said unlock more than 4 times. I feel like he's cheating if you unlock.
No, he uses the copiers.
I have four.
That's the
I
thing,
have four
he uses
unlockers.
copiers.
It's like,
Yeah,
okay,
this
if
is
I have 4
more-
unlockers, I can do this. I can lock 2, play, unlock, retire, play, unlock. That's 2. Lock 2, retire, play, unlock. That's 3, and then play another one, unlock, and then double lock. So I can have, if I do, and I have a trigger that adds +3. And if I have an AK booster here or a 7 or higher, it can go total as like 51, 41, 52. With the break ride. I'm just saying, like, in like perfect case
I
scenario.
feel like you'll see a little bit of
And
a
if I run
sneaky
12,
Murakumo.
Yeah.
I feel
I
like
might
if
do it.
anybody
I
paid
might play it.
any slight bit of attention to Murakumo as far as being a budget deck and a quick little YOLO deck that you could put together if you
Maybe
haven't played
Nubatamas
Vanguard in
too.
a while.
Nubatamas
I
could
want to
fuck
see
up.
Nubas. I doubt it.
Because
I don't
they're
see
too aligned with the
Nubas.
zero.
I
They're
don't see
not.
Nubas.
Here's
They're
why I
not
don't see
strong
Nubas.
enough.
I
They're
didn't
too
really
reliant on
see
the grade
Nubas
zero.
too much
They're too
at
reliant on the grade zero.
regional team invasion tournament. And they just came out then, and he was legal there in our regional tournament. I did not see one person running Nubas.
But Nubatamas, there's not much for it. I mean, it's,
Yeah, that
you
rainbow
have
trigger thing
one
may hurt.
option.
That's
You
the only
really
reason I feel like
don't-
you're not going to see it.
That's
I'm
what,
not
that's
saying.
what I'm saying.
Oh,
You
yeah,
really
no,
don't
Nubatamas is not
have
gonna do that.
choices. You
Unless
have
people
like
play with just decks they like, which are
But-
like
Yeah.
I love Nubatamas.
I'm
Now-
sure people
Oh,
are going to be
absolutely.
playing with
I
like
love
Another
friends
thing
with
you'll
that.
see really is
There.
Royal Paladins Jewel Knights. Ashley Reverse.
Hmm.
You used to Ashley Reverse, I think.
I feel like
people
you'll
might-
I'll see Ashley Reverse, you know, but very, very little of it. I doubt Royal Paladins still hold that spotlight.
Now,
Not
question
until
to
the
everyone.
next.
Do you guys think that people aren't going to use reverse decks because of Link Jokers and they're afraid of locking their own cards?
Oh no, I
I don't
believe they're
believe
gonna
so.
use it.
I believe people will use reverse decks, and here's why. The only reverse card that's coming out is Chaos Breaker. That will be out that's viable. Besides the mixed Chaos Breaker Nebula deck, which is neither here nor there.
That's for this regionals for September 13th. Afterwards, no.
No, you will not
Afterward,
see
yeah,
it.
you'll
You
see
will not
Glendios.
see Glendios, of course. You will
Yeah.
see Glendios. You will see Glendios. That is
Question,
without a
actually.
doubt.
After you like we do like not after this regionals, like the new set comes out.
Yeah.
For say we make it past regionals, we make it to the next one. Can we use a different deck than we use
Yeah.
in regionals?
Yes,
Yes.
you can.
Yeah,
Every time you can use whatever deck you want.
Yes, you
Exactly.
can.
Okay.
There's 3 steps. There's 2 prerequisites before you actually enter the finals in
You
Japan.
gotta ride the Vanguard.
You ride the Vanguard first.
Of course.
So, well, first you need to place at least in the top 4 for the qualifiers on September 13th for us in the North American region, and then after that you get invited. You know, based on where you placed the first two. The first 2 people. The top 2 winners of the qualifiers are guaranteed all expenses paid and accommodations from Bushy Road to get sent over to wherever Continental is. And then after that, Continental, you use a brand new deck because set 15 will be released by then.
And maybe
and then
even
people-
the first trial decks of Legion will be out by
Wrong.
that point.
Wrong. Because it says that you cannot use anything at all for this whole entire thing
After set 15.
after set 15.
So
So
the
set
entire
15
thing.
strictly.
It's
Once
the
set
last
15 comes
set
out,
is the last
that's
set.
it. That's the
Okay.
cutoff.
So then, yeah, you're definitely going to be seeing Rebirth users, Drag Ruler
How's battery
family,
power looking?
Glendios
You'll see a few Narcomies.
for the rich people.
And D Police.
D-Police, yeah.
You'll see D-Police
D
out there.
Police is great because Dai Kaiser's skill in order to like break shields, and plus for the fact that you got Dayusha Reverse, which minus 10,000 from the opponent's Vanguard, just fucking locking.
If you have that with Soul Saber, you can if you use it correctly. I've seen like our friend Joe like go like Soul Saber, break ride
Original
Die
Saber,
Kaiser.
original Saber.
I'm sorry, original Saber, not Soul. Original Saber. Ride him, put it to Soul, ride Die Kaiser, and like pull off the other ride, and like they'll be able to like.
Well, he'll break
sorry,
ride.
the
He'll
beginning of
break
the
ride
turn-
over original Saber Zero
With Die Kaiser.
with Dai Kaiser.
And then he'll put all-
use Goyusha's skill to put 4D Robos back into the soul to break ride again.
over.
But
into
now the
reverse.
thing is, though, original Saber's effect still takes place because it says you choose your opponent's Vanguard and it minuses 5,000 till the end of turn. So
You can
that
minus, like,
affects.
15.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you do
You
that.
could stack it over.
You bring up if it's if you're attacking, let's say you're defending opponent's Vanguard is at 11k base, so they're sitting at 6k base. You break ride over the Dai Kaiser with the Goyusha skill, so you counterblast 1, give another
See how
extra
we're
plus
in.
10,000 against their 6,000. So it's already like 21,000 at their 6 with perfect shield breaking abilities and a critical. I mean, depending on where the situation
So-
goes, but
I guess it's safe to say that
there's a lot
the
of
D Police will definitely put up a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
The D-Police always
With
come
a
with a
few
lot
good
of
people
fire.
that we know that will play the
Oh,
damn play.
yeah. So we have that Royals, Shadows,
Neo Nectar.
Genesis. I don't think we'll see.
And
Minerva.
I don't think so. I've heard a lot of bad comments about Minerva.
I've heard also a lot of bad comments about Minerva, but personally playing the deck and playing against the deck, I kind of see where Minerva could stand an edge on most decks. But I don't know how I'm feeling about the break ride Angelica Regalia of Wisdom. The reason why is because the skill for Wisdom for Angelica is that
So last 3
it's no synergy.
It's not synergy. It works in the exact opposite way of Minerva. I feel like the promo Break Ride Wisdom Keeper Matus might be a better fit underneath Minerva. I'm not saying to take Angelica
Well, I mean, you can just use it, but you can soul charge the Break Ride anyway.
I understand
so
what
she'll
he
sit
means.
at a 13
I
anyway.
understand what he
Exactly.
means.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't run all Wisdom Keeper Metis, but Angelica is still a good card to have in the deck.
So
for
you're
the
saying
fact
you're
that you can soul charge too much.
You're going to
but
see
I
probably
don't-
4 Minervas, 4 of the other Break Ride, probably 2 of the new one.
maybe,
What the hell? That's
yeah.
10 grade 3s.
It is 10 grade
They
3s.
soul charge. I'm pretty sure
They
they'll
soul
need
charge. They don't really care too much either.
No one said anything
Honestly, to be
about
honest, once I get to
Dark
Thing
grade
is,
3 in the
I
Vanguard,
wouldn't run.
anybody's gonna play with them.
playing the
Dark
Genesis
regulars,
deck,
people will play with them.
I don't mind having a lot of grade 3s in the deck because I'm actually happy to get more Regalia cards as my 3 on top because I have that, I forget what the name of it, the Owl card.
Oh,
And
the
then
grade 1.
You take
Ordained
grade
Owl.
3, the Regalia from your deck, you put it at the bottom, or from the drop zone, put it at the bottom of your deck, and you get +5, but only to a Regalia, grade 3.
Yeah, it has that
So I
persona
don't have a
effect.
problem really running so many grade 3s.
Especially if you're soul blasting them.
Yeah,
is
you're
true.
so,
Okay.
yeah, which
The
is,
only
which
thing
is pretty
though is
phenomenal.
that Metis is a kind of less 1 soul charge 3, which is great, and draw. Actually, no, kind of less 1 draw than soul charge 3. Once you attack with the Vanguard. Angelica is Soul Blast 3, draw 2, or is it draw 2, Soul Blast 3, whichever one goes
Soul
first.
Blast
Soul Blast 3, draw 2.
Yeah. And then she gets +10.
Okay.
Well, I'm just going to go back on topic, which was the decks that, we're going to see, and the fact that I believe the most played deck,
Actually, wait.
along with what?
One more thing. Angelica sort of does synergize with the fact that she makes you draw 2 to help with your discarding.
I don't like the drawing. Honestly, I feel like Genesis, they don't need it. If they're already having a restanding Minerva, you're going to deck out far faster than you think.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I don't even know if it'll play along with the rules with, 20-minute rounds. I mean, are you going to deck out before 20 minutes?
In one thing, think
You better play your Minerva
think
deck well.
mathematically when it comes to Angelica and Metis. Metis, Soul Charge 3, draw 1, 4 cards out. Angelica, Soul Blast 3, draw 2, 2 cards out.
Well, actually, before, going back to that, you mentioned Musketeers.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to say to all you Musketeer players, you are going to cause every single player to go into time, and we're all going to lose because your turns take 10 minutes. Your turns takes too long. So every single Neo-Nectar Musketeer player, please, play faster.
Keep your decks at home.
The reverse doesn't take. The reverse or Sephiroth don't take that much time.
You're not going to see Sephiroth.
Maybe. Oh come on, he works fine. With the break ride, it synergizes perfectly.
I really think
I think it's too slow.
It is
It's
too slow. It's too much
First
setup, but still,
That's like running a brick ride in a Majesty Lord Blaster deck. Oh, I get 10,000 in a crit. I'd rather just sit with the extra crit from the get-go. It's too much. So I think it'll slow down, a Musketeer deck if they ran their break ride. It would have to be something other than Musketeers and Neo-Nectars to use it. But I think the most pressuring and the most threatening deck at this regionals, even though set 15 isn't out, would be
Transcendence?
no.
Really?
No.
You don't think Transcendence
I
is the
feel
worst?
like if people learn to play against it, remember it's still a slow deck.
Oh yeah.
It's
It
not
is
that
indeed.
easy.
It-
To get
it's
there. They
clunky.
honestly have to
There's
hit
holes.
the right triggers
There's
at the
holes.
right time.
And I tell people that all the time, and they don't understand. They're like, oh, you play a Transcendence deck, the deck is broken. Like, no, you don't understand. You're not seeing from my point of view. There are certain things that could happen in your game. If you twin trigger me, sometimes that'll sweep me. But if you don't, I'm coming in hot. You
I'm
better
gonna tell you
recognize
right
that.
now, I am not siding with you. That card is broken.
It is
shouldn't
broken.
exist.
Don't get me wrong.
So
I
don't
got
think
it.
that
I
my
got it
comment
specifically
was to
because it was
support
broken.
you.
Don't get it wrong.
Say that into the camera.
I got it specifically because it was broken.
Thank you.
I literally bought that card and this deck specifically so I could win tournaments and get more trade for trading.
I
'cause
still
that's
think
what I like to do.
I think Link Joker will
But-
definitely be the most pressuring deck, though.
Link Joker is
Well, especially
undeniably
once
scary.
15
And it's gonna
out.
He's
cause
undeniably
Yeah,
scary.
that Glendios is intense.
This is the thing about Transcend.
Millennials is night.
If you are a deck
but 15
that
from
sacks a
that is
hand and you come in with power from every angle,
If you do it
there's
right.
not much I can do to stop that. I don't have enough of a hand to generate the shield to stop that.
For one thing,
for too
Cargos
long.
cannot handle
Bermuda
is...
Triangle.
Yes.
Spike Brothers.
Running
Sometimes
Spike
No,
Brothers.
Spikes, they...
I can't
it's-
fuck with them.
Well, maybe you can't, but the thing is, it's like, Spike Brothers, they go in hard, but they finished really slow. I feel like they lose a lot of
They do
steam
finish really slow.
mid-game. They
No.
cannot contend with any...
After that break ride
After-
comes off,
From personal experience from being a Spike Brothers player, because I have a deck with the break ride of Bad End Dragger with comboed off with. Anyways, okay. So the Spike Brothers deck, I noticed through test playing and playing against Transcendente and against this Transcendence deck, if I get the break ride off, I'm mostly winning the games. I'm usually winning the matches because I'm purposely letting him bring me to my 4th damage so that I have enough cards in hand to start calling out my field, and then I just overbear him with too many attacks.
Now, I believe the problem with that is, you have to put the luck factor into the game. They can hit
do.
triggers. And
Exactly.
if they hit triggers and then you don't kill them, guess what? You have one opportunity to stop them, because if you don't, Spike Brothers don't have a hand to really
Exactly.
say, hey,
No,
you
this is
know,
the thing. Spike Brothers
They
is
do
all
not
about
have
timing. It's all about timing.
It is all
If
about
you
timing.
don't kill them by the time you break ride with Bad End Dragger and use Deadly Emperor's skill, your hand is completely depleted and you're most likely going to lose the match.
This is my opinion about like Spike Brothers, and like there's a lot of decks where it's like if you get the break ride and you get the things right, it's gonna go off. Like the Hyaki Reverse over the Murakuma break ride, I counter blast 3, call 3 copies, they go back to the hand at the end of the turn. Like I'm gonna come in hot. If I have unlockers, it's just gonna be like 51, 48, like 40, you know what I mean? It's gonna be crazy. Certain decks, like with Spike Brothers, if you get the break ride off, you're gonna call out so many things.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
so
that's like another
Could be very
deck
hit or
that's
miss.
like really
It is,
intense.
yeah. There's a lot of hit or miss
It's
decks, like
Aquaforce.
deep please.
I don't think I'll see Aqua
But the
Force.
thing is, with Aquaforce, it's easy. What if you can survive their break ride and all 48 of their attacks? Then
Link Joker shuts
if
them
you
down.
if you can survive their attacks, then you pretty much can get through the game if your cards aren't bad.
Aqua
Yeah,
Force
that's-
isn't that pressuring
that's-
anymore.
well, that's why I
think
think-
a lot of clans...
that's why I
It's
think
the
Link
one
Joker
turn
is really
that's pressure.
pressuring.
But all you have to do is survive the turn, and
It's
that's
like
it.
deep please.
I
Once
think
you just survive an
Aquaforce
attack,
Aquaforce is most pressure if they went first. If they
Yeah.
don't go
Yeah.
first,
Oh yeah.
they're not doing it.
Because they can rush very well at grade 2.
Yeah.
They can.
Oh
And
yeah.
they don't
Those
want to
title
waste...
assaults hurt, man. The
They
rear
don't.
guard-
Those title
Those
assaults
two
are crazy.
Alright, so we're about
And
maybe
Basils.
what 23 minutes into the the video. So we have Link Jokers, we have Kagros. I think Narukami's gonna make an appearance.
Little
Some
bit.
Jewel Knights,
Oh,
but not
One
many.
thing really quick
Golds.
about the Aquaforce thing. They need to get to a 4th turn for a lot of cards. Like I don't know them specifically, like 100%, but I know a lot of their stuff needs to get to the 4th
Fourth turn.
turn. With Link Joker and 2 columns, you're really not going to get the 4th turn unless you have like a title assault, the Switcher, and the Vanguard. You have to like
Well,
hit.
that's
That's
what
why
I'm
they
saying.
go first,
That's
they
exactly
can-
what I'm saying.
they can
Like
rush
the
the
most
deck.
threatening deck will definitely be Link Joker
Yeah,
still.
absolutely.
But
Top 3 would probably be Transcendence, Link Joker, and Blau. Not any specific.
yeah,
order, just
I mean,
those
but
three.
there are a couple decks that can play around it, like Bermudas with their new
Yeah.
duos.
Oh,
Because
I
they
keep
can
forgetting
play
about
off one
Bermudas.
column. They can play off one
Do you guys
column
think
with
there's
their
gonna be a
break
lot
ride.
of duo
They
decks?
really can.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll see some, not a lot, but I'll see a good number of them for the fact that Rayet combos perfectly with a break ride. But the thing is, you really have to get the combo correctly, because it's Rayet, Mir, Sir Daria, which is 12k attacker, and Lulu, which is once called and you have a duo Vanguard, it just gives itself 2,000 power. So 9k booster behind a 12k attacker, which makes 21 column,
Which is
a lot-
perfect.
which is perfect for a lot of decks, but except the cross right
Except for
though.
Transcendence.
Well, I
because
don't
he's
think a lot of
sitting
decks
at
will be
13K.
focusing
Well,
on
it's
Cross
set.
Friday.
It's set for.
Transcendence
Set
is
for
original
attacking,
Cross-Ride.
but let's be honest. That's playing towards a Link Joker standby. If you're really talking about what Bermudas can do, that plus 2,000 becomes plus 2, and then you call another one. The first one got plus 4,
That's 23.
and then the second one that you call got plus 2, and then you call it a third one. The first one got plus 6, the second one got plus 4, and the last one got plus 2.
Yeah.
So you're sitting at 2 columns on the side and a standing Vanguard. It's going to be a lot to guard.
Well,
And
sorry.
if
So
you get
I'm-
that grade 1 combo and you draw like 8 cards in one turn and then flip all your damage.
Equality-
So due
Quality's
to
great,
the
yeah.
fact of time, I'm gonna speed it up. Do you think that with the unlock cards, are they really going to be used? Are you gonna see every clan that actually had them run them at 1? Because honestly, Royal Paladins, they have, I believe, the best unlocking.
And I agree with
grade
you.
3. To just
Pencil
have a
unlocks
Soul
everything.
Saver clone with the unlock, I can just unlock 3. Or unlock 2 and then counterblast 2 and then give them power so they hit anyway, not even care about having it boosted. So with that, I feel like, okay, Royal Paladin's unlocker is versatile. Murakumo's unlocker is versatile. So does it really shut down Link Joker, or does it slow them down?
I
Slows
played
him
Murakumo
a
against
little
him with
bit.
Link Joker.
I
so
mean,
like,
yours can do better against Link Joker. As for him, he has to call. So it's during his turn he unlocks him, but then the opponent next turn can just say, okay, you ran out of rear guards to call out, while you can just unflip damage somewhat.
Yeah.
I mean, Royal Paladins can unflip damage, mind you. But you would love that, wouldn't you? But
Yes, I'm waiting for the next
but seriously though, when
Alfred may be coming back, I'm just letting you know.
Alf, please, I already have Alfred.
but unflipping
Please,
damage.
Monarch Alfred. Excuse me, Ron.
Still, with you having the
Mr.
opportunity
Blue.
to unflip damage would help you, only for the fact because of healing. But for him, once he runs out of rear guards with Murakumos, when calling, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
but
mean,
they're
sure,
like
you could do the call thing with the cloning, and then they go back to the
with
deck.
the Boro
You can
card.
do that.
The
However,
Kagura ones isn't bad either. The Kagura unlocker. I feel like it's good, but it's easily manipulated.
What, Georgia?
It is.
Yeah,
Gorgat.
because I feel like,
Gorgat.
okay, now, if you break right the card, and it says, hey, when it attacks, it gets a crit, right?
Yeah.
Now, it only gets a critical until the end of the battle.
Thing
So
is,
what
what
I
was
would
the-
do is just intercept with my grade 2s at that moment, and not even care.
Mhm.
But I do believe I'll see, probably, each of the unlockers teched at one.
At
Yeah,
least
at
one. Yeah.
least at
Just
one.
so,
Hell,
just
I
in
might
case
have
that
my
they
gold palace,
place
my gold
a
palace.
Link Joker player.
Personally, I won't be running it. I'd run a Kagura deck. I
Well, you
wouldn't be running
can. I mean, you're running Transcendence.
I'm
I mean,
running
that's too much
Transcendence.
space.
I'm running a lot of grade 3s. If I want to tech in one of anything else, I gotta really
got
think
a
about
reverse
that.
or
Well,
something.
And also, for some reason, my deck seems to play well against Link Joker.
I would
It may be the fact that I can
Okay.
attack off their rear guards, but mostly I think it's that 13k base. I feel like if you get a nice cross ride in early in the game, you have a better off time defending against Link Joker as a whole.
Sorry,
Mostly-
you're not a cross ride.
I would
Just letting
say-
you
I would
know.
say something-
Actually, I am a cross
I
ride.
want to take
that
a
back.
nice 30
Take that
seconds
back.
to
Take
talk
that
about
back. I will
Transcendence
pull out my
and
deck.
why that card
No, he
should
has,
not
he has,
exist.
he has reverse too.
Take it back.
He has
Take it
Dauntless
back.
No,
Reverse.
he has
Take it
Dauntless
back.
Reverse, but I'm saying just simply why that card shouldn't exist. I don't care about Dauntless Reverse. I
The
can fight
Great
against
Nature
that.
grade 3 was 14k
That grade
base.
4,
You're right.
that grade 4
Yeah.
should not exist. If you are going to give, if you're going to give Kai, I feel like it's to support Kai. For all those Kai fans, I feel like it's a marketing strategy. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's exactly.
it is absolutely a
Now,
marketing strategy.
wait,
She wrote
if I had to bring back the
freaking
unlocker,
genius.
Steel Dragon Georgette, she is good because, Jesus, she gains 5,000 power for each grade 2 your opponent has on the rear guard circle, and it gains a crit if your opponent has up to 2 more.
Overall,
2 or more.
it's excellent
It's not
pressure.
bad. It's really good. It just boosts up the power dramatically.
Wait,
plus,
overall, it's excellent
plus
pressure.
really, if your opponent V-locks you, and they have at least 2 grade 2s on their board, and you use Corduroy, call it to the back row, they call out a grade 2, then they have more grade 2s on the board, you basically attack for 21, 26 if they have 3 grade 2s. And
That's what
Oh,
I'm saying.
we missed
a
one
Steel
good clan.
Dragon Georgette.
I'm sorry,
works well on
I'm
a
sorry.
Steel Dragon deck.
But we missed one clan that I played against it in a tournament, and I really honestly only won with my Jewel Knights, just due to the luck of double trigger.
Great Nature?
Luck of the trigger.
No, it wasn't Great Nature. I think I'll see Great Natures, but I won't see the build that everyone was predicting. But I'll get to that in a second.
Don't say what I
Grand
think.
Blue.
Oh, never mind.
Grand Blue, yes.
Yeah.
I could not for the life of me, no matter how much Ashley Reverse retired their rear guards and tried to pressure the Vanguard, it wasn't enough. They don't have to waste cards in their hand. Just like Ashley Reverse doesn't have to waste cards, Grand Blue doesn't either. Yeah, they'll deck out, but I think they'll kill you before that happens.
Because you can just let your rear guards fall constantly.
You just intercept them.
You can
They just
intercept, you can let
recycle
them
with
fall
them.
because
Right.
they're just gonna come back on your next turn.
Especially for their Din
And
Drain
that's
clone
no
that
cards
comes
out of
back.
your hand, which leaves more cards in your hand to guard with later when you don't have the counterblast or the ability to pull something.
And with their Sea Strolling Banshee to on-call when from the drop
Oh,
zone,
my
Soul
God.
Blast
Here's
one
the
and
other
draw.
thing. Now, I saw, when I went up to a couple card shops, I've seen a couple people play Great Nature, like you said. Now, how come I didn't see the Chat Noir build as opposed to just, Leopold Reverse? I've seen more Leopold Reverse than the combo of Chat Noir and Polaris. Why is that?
I
I don't
I've
understand
never seen
either.
it.
And that's a big
I've never
question to me
personally-
either, because watching the show and just seeing Polaris made me want to build a Great Nature build. I would not build a Great Nature build unless it was Polaris. it just goes back and forth. I personally don't like Leopold.
What does Polaris do again? Counterblast 2 when attacking the Vanguard limit break.
You call it like a clone, and then it gets +4 or something like that.
Wait, Polaris, doesn't he restand it and give it 4,000?
Yes.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
But the break right says any
I can
great
look it up.
nature unit in the front row that attacks passes 4,000 power, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like that is way much more pressure, to any player, especially I'm sorry, I'm attacking Kagura's, but I hate the Great Thor. I hate Kagura.
Everyone hates the Grade 4. I deal with this all day.
But I feel like that's a decent amount of pressure along with a restanding rear guard without any stand triggers, and they pressure you with a lot of crits. And with their hand size using what was that grade 1 that allows you to draw
Platypus.
Plataphone or whatever it was.
I don't know if I forgot the name of that thing.
I probably just quoted something I shouldn't have.
Irrelevant grade 1.
Oh, coiling duckbill, I think.
Coiling duckbill. Why did I say? I'm not gonna repeat
Platypus.
it. So,
Platypus.
Platypus?
but those are the decks that I think we'll see.
And I think
Now-
the reason why you wouldn't see freaking Polaris because it's a damn 10k. Sure, he gains 3,000 power when attacking the Vanguard, and Counterblast 2. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you may pay the cost if you do. Choose one of your Great Nature rear guard stand, and it gains 4,000 power to the end of the turn. Okay.
So, what do you think is gonna top? What do you think is actually gonna
I'm not going to say
Top
what's
4.
going. Top 4 I think it's pretty easy. I think it's not in any specific order. Transcendence.
No, that is a
Blackfeeder.
specific order.
For the sake of not just just punching Nick in the face over and over with Transcendence and just beating him down, I'm going to say not in any specific order. In specific order. Transcendence, Blauklugers, what were the other two we were talking about that were really good? Bermuda Triangles and Link Jokers are the top 4. I think those are going to be the top 4.
Yeah, I kind of believe those.
Maybe
4
not the
are
most
top.
popular or the most used, but definitely the best and the most meta
Yeah.
as a
I feel like you won't
before-
see
Because you know what though, the thing is
I
with
feel like
those
you
4
won't see
decks.
as much Bermuda Triangle.
probably not see them as much, and the
You won't see them.
just as good.
You won't see them
But-
as
You'll
much.
see them.
But
You'll
those
see them.
4
But
decks
here's
are
why
super
I assume
powerful
you
and
won't
don't
see
need to
them.
rely on luck in any way, shape, or form. I'm not saying that other decks do need to rely on
Some
luck,
decks do.
but there are a lot of decks that
Just do well on
even
their own.
yeah they do
where
well
you could have an
because
opening
you
hand.
can trigger and because you can rely on that luck and you could play a game entirely based on relying on your triggers. But those 4 decks, you can even if you took all of the triggers out of the deck, you can still
Like, do this
annihilate somebody quickly.
I feel like top
That's pushing it.
I mean,
but
yeah,
I do
triggers help.
understand.
I mean, granted, if they're not playing each other.
I get you're saying pretty much that like those 4 specific clans
That could be the
have a
most meta.
good time being utilized more for skill-based players than just being more
Than
reliant
luck-based,
on
yeah.
luck on the luck-based
Yeah.
part of the game.
Right.
They're more consistent than any other clan. Not that's not true. I mean, they're very
Honestly-
they're very consistent though. Just like Royal Paladins. Royal Paladins are very consistent too.
Whoa.
But-
I mean, as much as I'm a Royal Paladin player, I feel like Royal Paladins are a pseudo-consistent. We call out specific cards to the field to suit a specific purpose. That thins out the deck, which allows us to pressure with triggers.
Yeah, and it hits
So
more.
because of that, it seems like, oh my gosh, Royal Paladins are so
It is
consistent.
important,
If it
though.
was,
It does help
No,
fight
it
in
helps.
the-
But if it was as powerful as it was, you would see Royal Paladins topping.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Before the next set.
People don't play them like you, though. You have a very specific, unique play.
Well, thank you.
No, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I said unique, not good. Unique, bro.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All
You're
right.
all
Mr.
bad.
Blindstrom Blue here.
All right, but so
No, you're
I
right.
feel like
He sucks.
with that, Royals, they won't top. As much as I would love for my Royals to top, and I will be playing Rose, and I'll do my darn best to make that
I don't
happen.
get Monarchy. Your paladins are way better than my paladins.
What about everyone else to like
Wait,
say?
don't-
Royal and Gold Paladins aren't the
But
same.
along with
Yeah,
that,
cold,
I
random.
feel like for Bermudas, I don't think Bermudas are consistent because it honestly I feel is still luck. Whatever they damage check is a crucial part to their strategy, and I
That
feel
is
like
true.
whatever
With
you
duos.
see, with duos, which is what
Let
we're
me-
gonna
well,
see,
I-
which is what we're gonna see. I don't think I'm gonna see prisms.
No,
I don't think I'm gonna see.
You
prisms.
see some. I can say this.
For the fun factor of the game, I know there's going to be kids there that are playing, and I mean there's going to be a million different types of decks around. But there's
I can put my
obviously-
input on my Bermuda Triangles with the new cards that came out for Bermuda Triangles, especially with the unflippers and then the the new Prism Duo cards. First of all, you got the Prism Perfect Guard, which helps him out with counterblasting. Labrador can do more things with it, and also with the new Grade 2 and 1, I think you'll see the Grade 1 more than the Grade 2, which stacked with 3,000 power, more things bounce back to the hand.
Now, even that, you tested the deck. You tested it, and it did not put pressure, even on my royal
I didn't
power.
have all the cards.
You know, you proxied them. That's
Not
good enough.
Did I?
That's good enough, yes.
Not every single card.
Well, you proxied what you wanted to proxy, but that's the point. You made the deck to see what it could do. And I feel like Labrador would, yeah, she might be good, but I feel like everyone's going to go with the better choice and pick duos. But for me, I feel like if I'm playing against duos, I'm going to read into what they damage check. And I'm like, okay, if they damage check the Grade 1, I'm going to make sure if they play the Grade 1, I'm going to snipe that other Grade 1 so that effect will never go off.
Yeah.
You know, so are they consistent? Are they consistent? No.
Are they pressure worthy? Yes.
They're not pressure, they're defensive. And that defense is what's gonna wear down other decks, because how much steam and how long could your deck last against a Bermuda Triangle deck with the large hand? Is much like Oracle Think Tank.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day.
Very similar, yeah.
You know, so if Spike Brothers lost their steam against Oracle Think Tanks, guess what? They lost. They lost. Bermuda Triangles, if a deck could not hold out and withstand the endurance, and I feel like that's what Bermuda Triangles have, endurance. They can last. They can take the hits.
They also have standing Vanguard. I can draw for 6, like, but that's none of my business.
But you know, it's just deserved for Bermudas. I mean, for once, I feel like that clan, you know.
Oh yeah, they definitely got some decent
they got what
support.
They needed.
Yeah, that's a really nice.
You know,
very set that came out for them.
You know, for that, I feel like Bermudas aren't consistent, but they have the endurance. For Link Jokers, they have the defense because of locking, so they can shut down a whole column. You know, to shut down a column says you attack with 2 columns every turn.
It's a lot less to guard with.
It's a lot less to guard with.
Unless I have Zenith out, I can attack 3 turns.
Yeah.
Which I would
Zenith-
a lot.
But
Zenith
that's
is the
specific.
other-
That's
Oh yeah,
that's
well,
on
I'm saying
other.
like a lot of people think the Gold Paladins are doing really bad against Link Jokers because like they lock.
They're not.
guards.
Not anymore.
I noticed
Gold
with,
Paladins.
with Garmor, I can like attack with the front row and then put 1 on the bottom, so you can never double
No.
lock.
With
If
the
I go to
cards
Zenith
just
next
now,
turn, I can get 3 attacks.
with the cards just now, yeah, golds stand a good chance.
They're
I
okay
believe
though.
golds will
Once
be
Monarch
okay.
comes out, they'll have way better chance.
Of course.
Oh,
Of course.
I can't wait for Monarch.
I see that.
Oh, Monarch.
I mean, Kagros really don't have much of a defense. I feel like
No, they're all fire. It's all
You know what makes
fire.
their defense? 13k base.
That is my
Transcendence.
Well, that is my
Without a
defense.
cross ride.
With
What was the other deck?
Personal
I
cross
only
ride.
named
No.
3.
And a
For what?
personal
For
blue
Kagros?
I named Kagros, Link Jokers, Bermudas. What was the other one?
Blouse.
And Blouse. I haven't even talked about Blouse, and honestly, I feel like I'm not even educated enough to talk about Blouse.
Caleb.
Well,
Take it away.
I'm somewhat educated in blouse.
Same
I
here,
can
little.
talk about blouse. The blouse, it really all it comes down to is killing them as fast as possible. They're going to come in with tons of pressure. Once they hit that break ride with Galaxy, you better be prepared to guard
Everything.
5 attacks.
No, you don't have to guard 5 attacks. But
Now,
if
they
you're
know
if
this,
you're
right?
at 5 damage, you're going to have to guard 5 attacks. If you're at 3 damage,
Potentially.
I would say they're more than likely not going to attack your Vanguard with the first 2 set of rear guard attacks. And here's why. If you attack the Vanguard, then you're automatically giving your opponent the chance to trigger and be at a higher power, which makes your low columns for Blaukluger useless.
Now, I got a quick question about that, because, you know, I just thought of something, and I don't know if it works with the synergy that I'm thinking, but why don't they use the Beast Deity Break Ride?
Because he's
So,
sucks.
Well, no, I mean, you may not sit at a 13, right?
You're not going to sit at 13 anyway.
You don't sit at 13
No.
anyways.
Well, they don't sit at 13 anyway? Okay,
Because
well, anyway, my whole thing is if they break ride, right? Now the break ride says you restand your rear
Well,
guards,
the
right?
Buster's free calls.
Now, if you restand your rear guards, right, and then that rear guard hits, your Vanguard stands. That break ride effect can go off again to
exactly.
go ahead and restand those same rear
And this
guards
is
that
why.
hit.
But
That's why it's
See,
not
this is
You
why
can
people
do that.
get messed up by blouse.
This is why people don't understand. See, a lot of people are like, well, I'm just going to go for the free cost. I'll get the Ethics Buster off. If they hit a trigger and you attack the Vanguard, or rather, if you attack the Vanguard too early, before you use the Break Ride skill, and they hit a trigger, your whole Break Ride just got fucked up.
No, I don't think so.
It's okay.
It's fine.
We'll bleep it out.
This
I
is
can-
YouTube. This is fine. I've heard many more F-bombs drop when they're doing raging games.
So
But
let's-
anyway,
there's not
ride
too
goes
many.
over it.
But anyway,
Over
I feel
curses.
like one. Now you're omitting the fact that One, you can snipe out the rear guards first, right?
Yes.
I can snipe out the rear guards with my rear guards. Why? Because as soon as I go ahead and attack with the Vanguard, I'm restanding those front row rear guards. I'm not even going to attack with the back row or boost. I'm going to attack with the front row, and then whatever I have, I'm going to pass my triggers. Now you really do have to block my rear guards forcefully, and if you don't have enough cards in your hand to guard it, guess what? My Vanguard stand again, and the power that was passed to the rear guard is going to restand again.
The thing is, most people, when they're sitting and they're realizing, okay, I'm about to lose my whole hand. They're about to swing at me for 5 attacks with a break ride, and if one of them hits, they're going to stand. I have to guard pretty much everything from my hand. You know when you're sitting at like 6 cards.
But is that what you want? And that's my point.
Wait, some people decide, okay, they're going to wipe out my whole hand. I'm going to defend my rear guards. They defend those rear guards, and those rear guards are still there. They're going to be
defend
innocent.
their rear guards?
Some people do. Sometimes it's
smart.
Sometimes it's the smarter decision. If you're sitting at a 13k base already, and somebody's saying, okay, I'm going to kill this rear guard, and you need that for next turn, you're saying, well, I'm at 3 damage.
I'll take the risk of drawing something that'll work.
You might want to block the rear guard.
Well, but you know what's really good, though?
That's the thing.
Really
you attack rears with rears. You pop out both rears, you go with the Vanguard, counterblast 1, Blaukluger, stand. The Nova Grapplers have a really, really easy damage on Flipper. Like, you place it, it damage on flips.
And they have a grade 2 and a 1.
Fully
What was
utilize
that, set 1?
Yeah.
Set 1, and it got reprinted.
What was
Claydol mechanic.
Claydol.
There's a grade 2 that does that too.
Actually,
No, really
You
quick.
need 4 open counterblasts.
Yeah, but they won't use it.
Actually, no. That was
in the
set
Black
4. I think for
God.
Claydol Mechanic set 4.
Set
Maybe.
Whatever, it's a
But
really
the-
old
You know
card.
what?
Yeah,
The
then
thing
I
that's
believe it
older.
came out with Stern Blackluger.
It's older.
I believe it
Yeah,
came out with Stern
irrelevant.
Blackluger.
It's older.
The thing
Okay.
about the Blaukluger deck that's really good is, like, me personally, I am really intimidated by the Link Joker deck. And the reason I'm really intimidated is because I always find myself in the position where I'm in the triangle lock, and I have 1 attack, and they have 10 cards in their hand. So I'm in a position where no matter what I do, I have 1 attack. They're obviously going to block it unless they have 10 grade 3s in their hand, which is highly unlikely. And
Unless they run deep
I don't know how to
stack
get
and
cards out of their
then
hands.
they
So the thing
have
that I
damage
really
effect, right?
enjoy about the Mon break ride
No.
is that I can attack with my rear column, get rid of their intercepts. And then I can stand, I have my Vanguard, I attack with my Vanguard, they have to guard it. I attack
Reason
with my
for
rear
Nova's-
guards and they have to guard them. And if they can't guard it for whatever reason, or if they slip up and don't think, anything that hits, I'm standing back up and I'm just attacking, and it gets so many cards out of their hand. So I'm not worried too much about giving them damage and getting rid of them right away, so much as I'm like, you know what, it's time. You got to get rid of those cards. At least that way, if I end up to
Well,
that
listen, Link
triangle
Joker's going to lock you whether you like it or
Here's
not.
My input,
Well, yeah,
on,
exactly.
Go ahead, Antonio.
my input on Novas and Aquaforce, they're supposed to rush the opponent as much as possible because
Right.
they stand up over and over and just trying to pummel you down to.
Which
you
is
know,
where
specifically-
the Mars Blaukluger and the Flower Ray, which I don't run the Flower Ray Leprechaun anymore, but it's where they do come in clutch because they do have that, if the Vanguard with Blaukluger in the name hits, you do get to counterblast 1, it stands plus 5,000. So if you have a column of them, that column in of itself is 16. If you stand it back up with 2 counterblasts,
See,
you're already at 26.
But Flower Ray Leprechaun wasn't the best idea for the
Oh,
deck.
that's why I'm not running her.
And here's why. I'm just gonna point this example out. Blaukluger, the whole Blaukluger idea and the whole thing is that once you get to, you're never gonna use counterblast at grade 1. You're probably never gonna do that, especially not with a Blau deck, not with the Ride Chain. You will never be hitting a counterblast at grade 1. The second you get to grade 2, if you got that Ride Chain off and you're hitting Blaukluger and you got 2 Mars Blauklugers on the side, your opponent is in for a world of damage. Here's why.
Your opponent, even if you don't have the Ride
wait,
Chain off.
Wait. I just want to get to this point. If I'm sitting at if I'm sitting at 2 damage early game, I could be sitting at 1, but let's say I'm sitting at 2. Really, all you need at the end of the game is 4 counterblasts to pull off that crazy skill. You need 4 counterblasts,
If
and
you
that's
stand where
without
that's
damage
twice.
on Flipper.
Yeah.
This is gonna have
If
to
you're
be
gonna-
continued because our camera's almost dead.
I'll
Sorry to cut you off, but
speed it
finish
up.
real quick.
I'll speed it up.
And then we'll cut it after him.
This,
Then we can cut actually to saying what's going to be top 4 for the rest of us for our thoughts.
with this being said,
Yeah.
the combination of Mars Blaukluger and regular Blaukluger, you're not even really using a counterblast. If you only have 1 Mars,
That's a
it's
free
like
stand.
it's literally a free stand. You go Mars, okay, that guard it, don't guard it, I don't care.
However-
Attack the Vanguard. If this hits, now I'm standing this gets plus 4,000. Forget your trigger. If you're at a 9K, forget that trigger because now I'm attacking you for even.
No, really,
Plus
really.
Black
Wait.
plus
Really?
if it hits.
The most messed up thing is if you have 1 Mars, it's counterblast 1, stand this unit, Black Kluger, unflip, and then you have an open counterblast. Now, if you have 2, and any of them were boosted, it became this column attacked you for like 16,
Yeah,
this column
just
attacked you for
overbearing.
16, this column attacked you for whatever it was, it hit, and then these 2 are going to attack you again for 14. And you're going to be... It's going to demolish
5
your
attacks
hand.
at grade 2.
Wait,
5 attacks at grade 2.
9K
go
plus
ahead.
4 is 13.
No, go ahead.
9K
Now,
plus
like,
4 is 14.
really quick, about the Blau
9K
Kluger.
plus 5.
The Blau Kluger
Oh,
combo
14.
with Mars Blau Kluger is easily deflected by just guarding the Vanguard. Because
Yes.
nothing goes off unless the Vanguard is hitting for
The whole
most
deck
of the
is
time.
essentially like that.
Most of the time,
But-
the effects go off when the Vanguard is hitting. So
The
to an
only
experienced player who knows what they're doing against Blau, will not struggle as much as opposed
But
to
it's
somebody
not
that
always-
doesn't know anything about Blau.
It's not
But
always
what
the
you have to
experience. Hold
remember
on.
is at that
It's
point
not
in the
always
game-
the experience.
Oh, yeah,
No,
I mean,
no,
it
you
triggers,
have
depends
to
on the luck
remember-
of your
You know,
draw.
I would love,
Triggers
I would
could
love
always
to,
set
I
off.
would love to continue.
Yeah, but
you know,
I'm
on
just saying.
Blouse. I just wanted to figure out, but it's always going to be a debate on
Yeah.
what works and
this
what's
is
not
my
going
only
to work.
comment on that. If they hit triggers, like if you hit triggers, I forgot. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean,
Can't
yeah.
fuck it up.
Now, for
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
final
I'm
thoughts,
not
what
trying
does
to-
everyone
Sorry.
think?
Final
So-
turn.
Wait.
Oh, now I remember what I was gonna get to.
All right, so
Early
Kevin's
game,
gonna die.
5 cards in your hand. You stand and draw. You have 6. You play a card. You have 5. It's your opponent's turn. If they went first and they pull off this combo on you, more realistically, if your opponent's not grade locked, they have a 2 and a 3 in their hand. You can vouch for that. You know they have that 2 and the 3 in their hand. If they didn't call out any supports because they're at grade 1, they either probably have another grade 1 or another grade 2.
But you know what? That's not always the case because
It's
of the
not
fact that
always the
me,
case.
I would
It's
love
not always
to
the case.
hold
Alright.
But
at
if
least
it
one
is the
trigger in
case,
hand.
and it most likely is the case with a lot of people, because most people throw all of their triggers back and don't want any triggers in their opening hand, that combo is going to
if
kill
I
you.
have a good opening
That
hand,
combo
I'll-
is going to hurt.
Anyways,
That's
But so top 4, go ahead,
what are your thoughts on top
Chance and
4?
Dante. What do you think your top 4, picks? Just
Based
for
top
on,
4.
based on what I've been seeing in Japan, the top 4 is more
We're
likely.
talking about here for only set 15. Well,
Oh,
we
yeah,
can
I
do set
know,
15.
I know.
We can
Pre-
do set
We
15.
can do set 15, but
I know there is stuff in set 15 that is showing up in Japan, but still.
How about strictly
top
for
2?
us in the
Stop.
USA?
Top 2 was
No,
Kagero,
we are.
and
We're-
then
that's-
Kagero and
we're
Blau.
talking about-
The top 2 were Kagero and Blau, and then after that, I believe it was Link Joker, and then after that,
Shadow Paladins.
Shadow Paladins.
Hydra Quest.
My thoughts exactly are nothing. I'm just kidding.
Bermudas.
Yeah. First place all the way. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I'll see maybe Bermuda's sneaking up, somewhat to the top 4 place. But really, if I had to be truthful about it, it's Link Jokers, because for us we're not gonna have him, but we're not gonna have Glendios, but he's gonna
Well,
be
for one tournament.
yeah, for one tournament. But
And he's
Glendios will be in the
coming.
rest. Then you're gonna see Revengers, because you're still gonna see the cross break ride for Mordred, which is the drag ruler. It
Mhm.
gives your opponent.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
That
drag
is going to
ruler.
be,
gonna be
it's going to be
yes.
phenomenal.
Yeah,
And
Shadow
then-
Paladin's gonna be
Phenomenal.
awesome.
Rebirth, which is Kagero's, also
we
there's
forgot about
the
that
different
too.
version
We're
is
talking about pre-15 as well.
Rebirth. Dauntless Reverse is a possibility, maybe, and then you got Novell, and then one more other build that I forgot is in the dark there. I think Cruel Dragon still can be a thing because he's superior
Yeah,
rides and
a lot of people like
he
that.
he likes to go early
It
aggro.
speeds
I'm thinking
up,
about
it speeds
teching
up
him in the deck.
process.
I'm thinking about
And-
taking him in the deck for that process.
And then
And-
wait, I'm not done. I'm not
Okay.
done.
At least one.
I was only on 3.
Oh.
And then for the last deck, really, if I had to think about it, maybe Golds because they got Monarch coming in.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
All right, so now we have Deathlock.
All right. Well, I think
Link Joker.
Link Joker definitely is going to be in the top 4. I almost assure that. Maybe. I'm confident in that. I know Kagero is definitely going to be up there. Transcendence is a pain in the ass. He really is. But, I mean, there are loopholes with every clan, so you never know what's going to happen. You never know. Maybe Great Nature will win the regionals. You have no idea,
Great Nature's not
But
gonna
most
win.
likely not. But I'm just saying, I think the top 4 pre-set 15 in New York, the top decks that will reach up to top 8 will be clans consisting of Shadow
Your
Paladin,
dick's dead.
Link Joker, Kagero,
Yeah.
That's why I was like, hey,
Kagero, and
This is audio only.
Yeah, audio.
Blaus, Nova Grapplers, for me.
Okay.
Pre-15.
And go ahead.
The notorious LIB.
He already said
Yeah.
it.
You're gonna
Actually,
say.
No, he didn't.
he did say his top
Well, I
five.
said before, but I mean, if we're talking specifically set 15, then I'm gonna stick with what I said. I think Blaus, Bermuda, Kagero, and like Joker.
Yeah.
And then Shadow Paladins too, but like that's a 5. I don't know, because
I feel like Shadow Paladins will fit
Probably Shadow
more
Paladins.
up there
I
than
fought
Bermuda.
Shadows.
they're gonna be more of
I
Shadow
fought
Paladins.
Shadows.
I think they're better.
I fought
Okay.
Shadows with my Bermudas. Hand size still a problem. But anyways, now
Alright, so Blaster Blue, I feel like the top deck, you know, I'm gonna do for after 15, you know, when 15 is you know, released.
Uh-huh.
Top deck, yes, I believe Mordred Phantom Reverse would be Mordred Phantom the Cross Ride.
Oh my God, Shadow
The
Paladins.
Drag Ruler.
Drag Ruler.
Really?
I feel like that's gonna be first. Why? Because
With the
one,
extra
they
damage.
don't have to play rear guards.
Nah,
They can just sit there and
they
say,
don't.
"Hey, slam into my Vanguard." And do Shadow
don't.
Paladins have self damages? Yes, they do.
You know what
so
else?
therefore, I feel like you can go ahead and
Oh,
say,
yeah.
they can go ahead and get me to 3. I'm going to self-damage myself to 4. And then after that, boom.
You know what's
Call
funny?
my rear guards, boom. Put you to 5 before you're grade 3. I'm going ham. I'm done. I can even self-damage myself
However,
at 2
there
and make
is
it happen.
there is a restriction to the damage inflictor, the automatic damage inflictor. Your opponent has to be at 4 or less damage.
Yeah,
So-
but
Yeah, but that's the
But
point
still,
because it's
yeah.
early game. If I'm going to put you at 5 damage before that's, you know,
Yeah.
before, you know, you need to be, before you really start getting your deck going,
Yeah.
the game's
Yeah.
probably over.
You're right.
if he self damages, gets to 4,
I got
and then
one
does
more
that,
thing.
he'll be at 5 and he'll be at 3 if he doesn't heal.
Alright, so that's
But don't
one.
forget,
That's
his
one.
self
My
damage
second
for
deck.
Shadow Paladins makes you draw 2 cards.
My second deck that I feel like
Does
is
it?
going to make it up
It
there.
does.
I feel like
But
above.
it's goes face down.
I don't think it's going to be Alfred. I think it's going to be Ezel.
Ezel.
Yes.
Over Monarch?
Yes.
Mm.
Why? Because
Didn't even bring him
Ezel
up.
unflips a damage and soul charge. He can catch that ability off of many
How-
more
but
times.
I disagree. I
And,
disagree. I
And with
disagree.
more
And
of a
I'll tell you
static crit that can continuously stack.
I'll
and he
tell
can
you
do it
why I
more
don't
often.
believe that Ezel
But
is going
hold
to
on, we can't really go into that because, you know, we're running on time.
Yeah, we're like an hour into this.
You
now.
know,
We gotta
so
cut this.
my next build that I think is
Might
going
as
to
well
make
just
it,
make 2 parts.
you know, aside
Yeah.
from that, yes, Kagura's. Grade 4, self-explanatory. I don't have to go more than that. The fourth deck, the fourth deck that I think is gonna make it, you know, honestly, no, I don't think Royals. I really don't think Royals.
I don't think so either.
The
But
fourth
only 'cause
deck,
you guys specifically
the
picked-
fourth deck, I kind of believe.
Video
I think
recorded.
Great Natures could make it up there.
Great nature.
I think Great Natures.
Yo,
could
hell
make
no!
it up
I'll
there.
stomp their ass.
But those are my 4. But yeah, you know, if you guys feel like you have any questions that you want us to talk about, any topics, you know, certainly let us know. We'll definitely read our comments. If you have your own, you know, 4 picks of who's gonna top, you know, jot them down. We'll definitely do our best to get to them. You know, we have Notorious LIB. We have Transcendante, Hydra Quest, Deathlock, and you know, Caitlyn. She doesn't have a name just yet, but you know, when she's in our next video, yeah, I'm pretty sure she'll have one. And you know, me, Blaster Blue. You know, so on the behalf of Team Spectrum, you know, we hope you enjoyed, you know, our little talk. We'll definitely do our best to make more videos. And till next time, guys.